Hello everyone. My name is Deepak Agrawal, an alum of IIM Bangalore. Today we are going to talk about one of the nerve-wracking topics which every B school aspirant is facing. Whether these aspirants are applying to Indian colleges like IIMs, ISB or FMS, or they are applying to outside or study abroad colleges like your Oxford, Harvard, or any other top Ivy League colleges, they are going to face the same challenge, which is your statement of purpose or SOP. Now, the question is why this all fuss about SOP? And the reason is very simple. Your SOP is something beyond your resume, your academic background, or your grades. It is something which brings your own unique personality to the world. Think of it like a bridge between your current state, your short term long goals, your long term career goals, and your future. And how into this entire story your college you are aspiring for is fitting into it. So that's the reason your SOP becomes so important for the academics committee to make sure that you are the right fit for this college or this program. Now, coming to the next slide, uh, the components of an SOP. So, I've tried to break down the entire SOP into six main components. I'll start with the first one, which is your introduction. So, your try to start with your personal or professional story that connects with your own interest or your field of interest. Try to think of it in a way that your introduction is the first line or the first few sentences of the paragraph which the reader is going to read, and it should really bring out well who are you. Number two is your academic background. So try to briefly summarize about your education or your relevant achievement. If you have done your undergrad from a good college like an IIT or NIT, don't forget to highlight it. Like I did my undergrad from one of the top undergrad colleges, or you can mention about some of the researches if you have done, or maybe some leadership positions you held in your college, so you know it better what was best in your profile. Try to highlight it in your SOP. It is your own story. Number three is professional experience. This is not valid for those who are still in their college, so for them highlighting more on their academic background becomes even more important. Now for those who are or who have work experience of more than a few years, they really need to highlight their work experiences, like what did they do, how it helped their companies to grow from X to Y. And if it would be even better if you can explain it with the help of a few examples or a few numbers. Try to highlight if you got any leadership positions, or maybe you tried to start something of your own, maybe your own startup, maybe your own venture, or if you led a team of a few people, or you did something which helped the company to grow from X to Y. It can be anything. You know what you did best in your professional experience. Try to bring out the best out of it. Number four is your career goals. So try to break your career goals into two parts: your short term goal and your long term goals. Your short term goal might be down the line in 2 or 3 years, I want to become a product manager, or I want to go into a consulting firm like MBB, which is your McKinsey, Bain, and BCG. While your long term objectives can be very different. For someone, it can be becoming the CEO of a company, maybe Microsoft or Google or something else. For someone, the long term goal might be doing their own venture, or for someone it might be leading a department. It can be anything. So try to divide your entire career goals into these two parts. Number four is why this college or institution. So try to understand one point: the academic committee is making sure that you are the right fit, and then it becomes one of the most important topics: why this particular college, why this particular program will help you achieve your aspirations of your life. For example, if someone is working in an IT industry and they want to become a product manager and eventually a product head, how this MBA will become a common link from being an IT engineer to becoming a product manager. So try to weave the entire story into a thread. Number four and number six is your conclusion. So try to end your SOP with a note of enthusiasm, that it should reflect that you have a commitment towards your MBA, towards this college, and that should come out really well in your SOP. So just go through these 6 points which are required in a structure of SOP. And now let's coming to the next part. So now I've written down a sample SOP for someone who is trying to apply at in these two colleges, FMS or ISB. Take a few minutes, go through the sample, read all the lines, and then we'll try to see like how these SOPs are properly bifurcated into the 6 components we discussed about. I'll not take a break for 2 minutes. You can pause the video and then resume it again. Okay, so let's start. The first paragraph, wherein the person is talking about their business experience, product development experience, or technical aspects, and how all those things have helped them in this strategic decision making. So, if you read the first paragraph very clearly, it is very clearly coming out that the person has tried to mix their introduction and their work experience. Basically, the 2 points which we talked about. Second good thing about this SOP that it is clearly broken down into 4 paragraphs. So there is a coherent story for the reader. Now, our fourth point, it was regarding the career goals. When you will read the second paragraph, it is very clearly coming out what is the career goal of the reader, and how do they want to achieve it with the help of this particular college, which is very well coming out again from the third paragraph as well as the fourth paragraph. Now we talked about the commitment as well. If you read the fourth line very clearly, or the fourth paragraph, I am eager to bring my experience, energy, and insights to FMS. This particular sentence is very clearly bringing out the energy, commitment, or the enthusiasm we talked about. Basically, the commitment to this college and this program. Why this particular college will help me achieve my dreams. Now, coming to the next sample SOP, I'm not going to break it down for you guys how is it clearly bifurcated into these 6 components. You can go to it, go through the sample SOP, and then can comment in the video how well it is articulated into these 6 components, what could have been better, and what are the good things or the highlights coming out of it. Moving on to the next parts. So now a few pro tips of what we should do and what we should not do in an SOP. I'll start with what we should do. Number one, start with your own story. It can be your personal story, it can be your professional story. Try to bring out the story which you think is the best fit for this college. And it is different for everyone. Each and every person has a unique story to showcase to the world. Try to bring out your best version out of it. Number two is keep a clear structure of the 6 points we talked about, which are your introduction, your academic background, your work ex, your career goals, why this college or program, and finally the conclusion. And as we saw in the first sample SOP, that there can be a mix of few of these components, but it should be there. And number three is your commitment and your enthusiasm to the college and the program. Now we have talked a lot about what we should do in an SOP. Now I'll try to cover a few points what we should not do. Point number one is avoid cliche sentences like I have always wanted to become a product manager or do an MBA. Try to understand that this academic committee has been reviewing these kind of SOPs for years. They can very clearly pick it out, the kind of sentences each and every person is trying to write in their SOPs. And these kind of sentences Give them a chance that you have not worked much on your SOP. These are just randomly written sentences. So try to work on all these cliche sentences. Number two is don't try to copy your content from any online available sources or any online available template, because most of the persons who have not really worked hard on their SOPs have picked these lines or content from online free available resources. And now it's time of chat GPT or AI. And if you try to write your SOP with the help of these AI tools, there is a very high probability that SOP of a few persons can be same. You can take the help of AI or chat GPT or any other tool to bring out the best version of yourself, or their help to make or frame your sentences better, maybe to check your grammar or maybe the punctuation marks. But don't try to over rely on any free online available resources. Number three is avoid any unnecessary talks about your family or financial background, because these details are mostly captured in your personal information, not as part of your SOP. So if not required, try to avoid any unnecessary thing about your family or financial background. Now a few pro tips for writing an exceptional SOP. Number one, if you can, try to write personal quote or references. For example, what I have written over here is, be the change you want to see in the world by Mahatma Gandhi. I'm not asking you to write this particular quote for your SOP. Try to bring out the best which you can, and the quote which fits the best in your own version of SOP. So therefore you can relate it and make a complete story out of it. Number two is self-reflection question, like is this SOP truly reflecting the personality you want to show to the world? When you think that you are done with your SOP, sit down for a few minutes, go through it, and now ask yourself a question, like, is this what you want to show it to the world? Be it your MBA college, be it your friends, be it your family. And if not, think again, write it again. Number three is try to maintain a balance between your personal insights and professional tone. You need to be genuine on in what you are writing, but try to be professional. Number fourth is really, really important, which a lot of B school aspirants try to avoid, is feedback. There is only one fundamental of writing a good SOP, which is feedback, 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 and edit, edit, edit. When you think that you are done with your SOP, give it to your family, friends, relatives, your boss, manager, professor, anyone. Ask them to review your SOP, ask them for the feedback, and then think like, were their suggestions really good? Should you incorporate their feedbacks into your SOP? And if yes, sit down, relax, and then make edits in your SOP. So try to take multiple feedbacks from whoever you think can help you in your version of SOP. So I think we are done with how to write an SOP. Just a closing thought, that try to end your SOP with a very high note. Whenever your interviewer or any academic committee is going to through your SOP, after reading the last paragraph or line, they should feel that okay, this person is really enthusiastic about coming to this college. That your SOP should be ending on a very high note. And just a final check after writing, ask yourself what unique qualities or experiences set my SOP apart from others. Basically, in relation to what we just talked about, is your SOP really bringing out the best out of you? And if not, your SOP is still not done and it still needs a few changes. Thanks for watching my video. And if you think that you want a review of your SOP, be it Indian colleges or be it colleges outside India, just comment here and we'll get in touch. Thank you.